What's going on, Miami Dolphin fans? It's Mitchell Renz from Chat Sports, and coming up here on today's show, I'm going to get into some overreactions after a 34-3 just butt-kicking up against the Tennessee Titans. Now, obviously, when we do these shows, we like to be positive, and we try to be positive. The issue is this. When you lose 34-3, it's very difficult to be positive, especially with that loss. Now the season is over here for Miami, so the very first overreaction is not even an overreaction. It's just a fact. The Dolphins season is now over, which definitely stinks considering the fact that they won 7 straight games and they had at least a chance to go ahead and put together a better effort than what you saw this past week up against Tennessee. Now, here's currently the AFC playoff picture, and the way that we usually do this is you can see the division leaders, the wild card teams. Go ahead, and last week a Dolphins logo was there. Then you saw some other teams, as you can see. No record there for Miami, who is currently sitting with an 8-8 record. Now, they still can finish with a above 500 record. It's not going to be easy, considering the fact that they will be going up against the New England Patriots. So what I want you guys to do is, even though the season's over, technically, in terms of making the playoffs, they still have one more game to go. But as it stands right now, I want you to grade the Miami Dolphins season so far. A, B, C, D, or F. The biggest reason why I'm not going to say a D, the biggest reason why I'm not going to say F, honestly, I'm not even going to give them a C grade. I'm going to go ahead and give them a B overall grade, considering the fact that they were the very first team in NFL history to lose 7 games in a row and then to win 7 games in a row. For head coach Brian Flores, for the entire staff not to give up, I really truly believe that that's going to be a positive thing that you can look at going into the offseason with all the draft capital that they're going to have, with all the money that they can spend in free agency. It was definitely a crappy ending to a year, but I'm still not going to totally rip on them. It's a B grade overall. Now, if you guys love the Miami Dolphins and you don't want to miss anything the entire offseason, whether that's free agency, whether that's trades, whether it's the video that I'm going to put up tomorrow, which is going to be Tua replacements. Oh, yeah, it's going to be wild. Go ahead, subscribe, and click that big red button underneath the video. Turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. Speaking of Tua, I'm just simply going to say it. Tua isn't a franchise quarterback, and I've definitely been one of the tougher dudes on him, and a lot of people are like, oh, well, the Dolphins won 7 straight games. Wins are a QB stat. I don't 100% agree with that, and you saw a lot of Tua's limitations in this game. 18 of 38, 205 yards, no touchdowns and interception. I don't know if Flores will just come out and say that he doesn't have confidence in Tua being able to lead this offense. But what definitely hurts the young quarterback out of Alabama is when you see the amount of success that Joe Burrow has, when you've seen the amount of success that Justin Herbert has. You can't sit here and tell me that when you watch those two guys play and then you watch Tua, you're like, yeah, these guys are the same quarterback. They're not. And when you have the defense that Miami has, and I get it, they give up 34 points, they got beat up, it's because the offense couldn't do anything whatsoever. So when you look at some of these numbers here, 15 touchdowns, 10 interceptions, only 2,544 passing yards in 12 games, but he's also been kind of lucky in one area. He has fumbled the ball 8 times. So he has put the ball on the ground 8 times this season. He did it 3 times yesterday against the Titans, but he's only lost 1. And one of those fumbles lost was this past week. I want Tua to be good. I want Tua to be successful. Sure, you need an offensive line. You need some better skill position players. You need a better running game. But watch Tua play. The coaches don't have confidence, and I really don't think a lot of the players do either. So here's my question to all of you, because this is what Chat Sports is about. Y for yes, or you can go ahead and type N for no. Do you want Tua to be the Dolphins quarterback next season? Yes, next season, 2022. Guys, let me know. I'm going to be looking down in the comments. Let's go to the next one here. The Miami Dolphins coaching was terrible in this game. From a start pointing of getting your team prepared, ready to go. You know Tennessee doesn't do anything flashy. They just play tough-nosed football, and they're going to set up, and then that's how they're going to run their offense. I was not impressed by the defensive structures that Miami put forth. I was also very embarrassed by the overall offensive game plan that the Dolphins had. I don't understand how Jaylen Waddle has basically the very first catch of the game, and then he's not targeted until the 4th quarter. Somebody please tell me in the world why Jaylen Waddle is not getting just force-fed targets. I don't care if it's the 1st quarter, 2nd quarter, 3rd quarter. I don't give a shit when it is. He should be the number one read almost every single play, and I just don't understand how they got away from that. Heck, there was one play, it was 3rd and 1, and you're so afraid to throw the ball deep with Tua, so you chuck it 50 yards down the field, and it's not even close. It's incomplete, and that was right after a big-time score by Tennessee. All I'm saying is I love what Flores did prior to this week, but this game was definitely a drop ball. Now, if you still want to bet on the Dolphins going into Week 18, you can go ahead and do so. To be honest with y'all, if you're a Dolphins fan, I actually encourage you to do it. Even though the game doesn't mean anything, I guarantee you guys would be pretty darn happy if you took down New England and if you won some money. Now, to take advantage of the #1 sports betting deal on the internet, all you got to do is go to this link here down below, chatsports.com/bet. Use the promo code Dolphins125 that gets you 125% deposit bonus. Mitch, what does that mean? I'm bad at math. Luckily, I got you covered. If you put down $100, get $125 for free to bet with. Be a big baller. Put down $500, get up to $625 for free to bet with. One more time, chatsports.com/bet. Promo code Dolphins125. Let's go to the next overreaction, and this isn't even an overreaction. Again, this is just if the Dolphins want to be taken seriously, they need to fix that offensive line, and we've been saying this for almost 2-3 seasons now. I get it. They have tried to address the offensive line by drafting Austin Jackson in the first round 2 years ago, by drafting Liam Eichenberg in the second round last year. But, I mean, look at these O-line grades according to PFF. Eichenberg, 51.3 at left tackle. Austin Jackson, 49.3. Michael Dieter, I mean, this guy, did you see his fumble that he had it was like 3rd and 1? He snapped it right into his gooch. That's not going to get it done. 60.3 overall grade. The only reason why Robert Hunt has a 69.9 grade is because his receiving grade, according to PFF, is a 90 because he caught a 1-yard touchdown. You take away that, and he's, again, under 60. Jesse Davis, 52.3. This, personally, in my opinion, is the worst offensive line in all of football, whether it's running the football, whether it's passing it. And then I got to go back, and I'm like, well, can I put the blame on Tua for why he's been bad? Because the offensive line's been that bad. Fix the damn offensive line, or else it's not going to matter what quarterback you put back there. So do the Dolphins have the worst O-line in the National Football League this year? I anticipate I'm going to see a lot of W's for, yes, it is the worst. If you don't think it's the worst, you could type NW. Then give me a team that when you look at that roster, you're like, all right, they have a worse offensive line. Maybe the Chicago Bears could be thrown in there. Maybe the New York Giants could be another team. But the bottom line, the offensive line is cheeks. Let's go to the last overreaction here. The Dolphins played soft. And I'm just talking about really, really soft football, which definitely is frustrating because during that 7-game winning streak, they played physical football. They didn't really do anything special. Miami was good at being able to line up and just being a more physical team. Now, I will give a lot of credit to Vrabel, and that's kind of his MO in terms of what you're going to get out of the Tennessee Titans. But you let D'Onta Foreman, let me say that again, D'Onta Foreman have 26 carries, 141 yards, and a touchdown, and then Hilliard also had 8 carries for 45 yards and a touchdown. Good thing Derrick Henry didn't play in this game, or else it would have been 70-3 because Henry would have ran all over you. Hell, he might still be running like he is in that Old Spice commercial. Not a sponsor. But you knew that they were going to show up. You knew that they were going to try to run the ball down your throat, and you did nothing about it. If anything, you caved because this game was, not that it was close going into the fourth quarter, but anytime you see a team give up 17 points in the fourth quarter, that means that they basically fold like a lawn chair. Now, here are my overreactions after a 34-3 loss to Tennessee. Definitely not the ending I think a lot of y'all were hoping for. I could also put blame on the fact that Tom made a video, Peterson made a video here. It wasn't just me. So, hey, maybe when I make videos here, the Dolphins win. So maybe they're going to win in Week 18. The bottom line is this. Here at Chat Sports, we keep you up to date. News, rumors, overreaction, Tua replacements. That's going to be coming up tomorrow. You're not going to want to miss it. So hit that big red button and turn on those noties in case anything else happens the rest of today.